So the first 24 hours after someone pays you determines whether they stay with you for years or they quit immediately. Now, I just finished up a coaching call on basically fulfillment, not the subject that we love to talk about as business owners, but one subject that is so crucial if we want to, on a long-term basis, have a success. So we often first want to kind of talk about leads, marketing is sexy, conversion. How do we then convert these leads? And in the end, we always think, fulfillment, that's another story. But this is actually where a lot of business actually breaks. If you get these two things right, you get the funnel right, you get the conversion right, and then if you basically can break your whole business and all of what you have built beautifully in when it comes to marketing and sales, if you don't finish and do the fulfillment well. And so one thing we actually talked about was this idea that in the first 24 hours, it's are crucial when it comes to setting the tone of how you're going to work with a business. And the example that came up was that I kind of drew this line that my brother, so my brother Chris, he's 2 years older, but he's shorter. Okay, very important point as the younger brother. But my brother, he was very good in school. He got all the good grades, and it felt like he never had to do anything. Now, for me, I was on the other side. I'm dyslexic. I had a lot of learning disabilities, and I really had to work very, very hard in order to actually make it through school, especially subjects that I didn't like. It turned basically later when I started to realize I can read books and learn stuff that I actually like, and that changed my life. But I asked him at some point, in the German system. So I'm a German. At least back in the day, 50% of your grade was if how much you participate in the classroom, and the other 50% were how much basically how well you did on the exam. So Chris, kind of my brother, told me at one point he has the strategy. So if this is the school year, okay, so this is the whole school year. He said that if you in the beginning phase, kind of in the first week, kind of raise your hand 100 times, so over and over raise your hand, and then he said for the rest of the semester or the year, I went quiet and I didn't have to do anything. And then in the last 2 weeks before the teacher actually made the decision on the grade, he said, I basically raised my hand again and I participated, and I always got an A because the teacher thought, man, Chris is always basically participating, because in the beginning he set the standard. That is what we remember. And so when it comes to basically fulfillment, we talked a lot about how can we wow customers. In the beginning, if you can spend more time and really onboard them well and have that great experience. So we had a doctor here in the call who is setting up different clinics, and he's basically he said that in the beginning, for the first onboarding with a new patient, rather than spending 15 to 20 minutes, what all of his competitors are doing, he is spending up to 45 minutes with the new patient, with the new client. And that makes normally no sense at all. But basically, he sets the foundation. And then afterwards, he can just have quick checkups, a few minutes, and it feels like they are getting the A+ treatment. So in your business, how can you basically work on the aspect of fulfillment? And one aspect is to actually say, in the first 24 hours, how can we make the new customer feel like they are premium, they are customers that then basically will stay for life. So that's the idea, and that's why this is so important. Now, on the channel, you can subscribe. You find more videos around how to build a self-managing business, because that's basically what we're here to create and here to do. And I'll see you in the next video.